Are you so afraid? Are you so afraid of that's got your mind locked up?
No, I don't understand.
Go over to the morgue and look at all them dead people.
Just explain to me, though. I'm not dumb. Explain to me simply why that house that night. Why they
Which
went
house?
there.
Which night?
The house on Cello Drive, the Tate house. Why did they go there that night?
Because Tex had been there before, and he went to a familiar place.
And why did they kill people that night? What did they think they were doing for you?
They freaked out, man. Tex was stoned. He was, he got, everybody was loaded, man.
He said he wasn't. He said he was coming off an LSD trip. He had a little speed.
A little speed. Well, not around me. He didn't have no speed because I wouldn't allow no speed on that ranch. I kick ass over there.
He
I
says
don't
he
allow
had
that stuff on around me. I take a little grass, a little LSD, but none of that is destructive. You can ask any of them other girls that'll tell you that. The other side of this game, I don't play drugs. I play light, dibby dabby chipping, but I don't really get down heavy with it.
What did they think they were?
Are we ready here, man?
Yeah, we're ready. We're ready.
We ready here?
Ready.
Okay, ready. War.
What did they think they were?
We are at war now.
But what did they think they were doing for you?
They wasn't doing anything for me.
What did they think they were doing for you?
Okay. If you are me and I am you, everything you do is for you, it's for me too.
So what did they think?
If you're in
they
one
were
mind, if I am
achieving for
you and you are me and we are all together, and then who's responsible for come together over me right now? It's all his fault. Oh, no, it's his fault. No, we put another false face on it. It's Halloween. It's your fault. So now, wait a minute. Criminal behavior's the same. It's mundane in most minds. Criminal will always go to a familiar place. Tex had been to that house. Tex went back to that house. Here's the conversation. Indian Mesa. We got 4 campfires. We got 4 queens on a motorcycle gang, a motorcycle group that rides SS motorcycles out of Venice, Santa Monica. So we're riding motorcycles and we're all up there and we got these fires going and we got this big problem that came up. I had to go shoot somebody for Tex. Bobby's in the prison. My brother's in jail. Now, understand my mind, all my life I've been in jail because I didn't have no one to get me out of jail. I didn't have no brother outside. So I spent years and years and years and years just because nobody would come and sign their name and get me out of jail. And the jail couldn't let me out because I didn't have no place to go. So I spent 22 years in prison because I didn't have nobody outside. I can't let somebody that's with me stay in jail. It just ain't, it's not in my makeup, man. I got to get my brother out of jail.
So you needed money to do that.
Well, here's the division between your mind and my mind. Here's where the chamber opens up. When you get in trouble, you go to your mother. You call up mother. I ain't got no mother to call. Well, you go to the bank, draw some money, pay a lawyer. I ain't got no money. I can't go to no lawyer. I go to a lawyer, I ain't got enough money. I got a little money, and anytime anybody knows anything about lawyers, when you got a little money, they're just taking that. They'll take the little money and let you sue them in court. You dig? In other words, like, I don't have enough money to go to the lawyer to get Bobby out. So everybody standing around, I said, pay me. Pay me what you owe me now. And they said, well, how do we do that? I said, get my brother out of jail. He said, how do we do it? I said, I don't know how you do it. I don't care how you do it. Do it now. Do it. And they said, how do we do it? I said, don't ask me how to do it. I don't want to be no part of no conspiracy. But however you do it and get it done now. And they said, well, we don't know what to do. We'll get a lawyer. And then, here, Leslie and Patty, they said, if we get a lawyer, all they're going to do is lie and take our money anyway. Now, system, blame it on your lawyers. If your lawyers ain't lying and taking the money of the poor people, then the poor people got a court to stand on, and they got rights as individuals for a revolution they fought in 1776 that guarantees rights to a common, ordinary farmer, poor man on the street like me. A rebel. I got my rights in the 76 courtroom. If you don't give me my rights in the courtroom, then I become King George. And I got all the rights then. And when I stand on the mountain and I say, do it, it gets done. If it don't get done, then I'll move on it. And that's the last thing in the world you want me to do, because I got that Confederate sword in the kitchen. Don't invoke me. Do it. Get it done. How do we do it? I don't know. I don't want to be involved in it. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. In Japan, they call it ninja. I don't get involved in violence. I'm not a violent human being.
Did you tell the women to do their witchy things?
I said, if you're going to do something, leave something witchy. Just like I would tell you, if you're going to do something, do it well. And leave something with you. Leave a sign to let the world know that you were there. Have a good day.
Did you tell them which words?
No.
Pig?
No.
Helter-skelter?
Nope.
Arise?
Nope. It's not my vocabulary. That's not my generation. I keep telling you that. My generation.
Leslie said, in the car on the way to the La Bianca house, you said, this time, make sure they're not scared like last night.
Oh, no. It may have been something like this. Yeah, I remember something like that, but I don't remember exactly the right words. But that's a simple philosophy from China. That's a Chinese philosophy. You know, if you're gonna go to war and you're fighting your enemy, and you kill him when he's afraid, you know, it's a bad omen. It's bad. It's bad. So you try to absorb the fear with, I think the Hindus use that word, karma, to balance of karma.
And that's why you reassured Mr. LaBianca?
No, I mentioned that in a conversation about something. You know, what it was about, I don't know. You know, but I remember the conversation. Look, listen, my words, I live and die by my words. I've lived and died by my words all my life. For 45 years in prison. I keep my word. My word is my bond. I walk on my word. I live on my word.
Do you want the world to let you alone and turn away?
Listen. I broke no law. Try to understand that. I broke no law. I didn't step out of line with God, and I didn't step out of line with the man. I did not break the law. Now, I told those people the same thing that the United States president would tell them. The only way that you can dispensate life and death is you have to be willing to give yourself to that cause. You can't fight a revolution. You can't do anything unless you're willing to submit yourself to that cause. In other words, that's what you learn in the military.
Did you tell them to mutilate so that it would be memorable, so that people would know something was going on?
Did
you tell them to do it in a memorable way?
Hey, I told you what I told them. If you're going to move and you're going to do something, do it with your soul and your heart. Do it right, man. Don't half-step on it.
Did they do it right?
I don't know. That's up to them. They live with that. They're responsible for their actions. I'm responsible for my actions.
You think the world's going to forget about you?
Which world? Every person in here is a world.
This united world of America. You think it's going to forget about you now and move on?
Forget. That's better. Boom. Boom. We're trying to unify Germany now. Look here. See, here's another thing you guys don't understand. You've got an underworld and an overworld. You guys live in the overworld. I live in the underworld. You know, it's like you think the Second World War is over. Second World War is not over. You understand what I'm telling you? The Second World War is not over.
Is Charlie Manson crazy?
Or whatever that means. Sure, he's crazy, he's mad as a hatter. What difference does it make? You know, a long time ago, being crazy meant something. Nowadays, everybody's crazy. So, I mean, you know, synonymous. I mean, it's an irony, man. It's a pair of ducks. I mean, are you crazy? Dressed in black? You think I don't know everything that goes with that black you're dressed in? Yeah. Where's your black gloves? You got your rings. You think I don't understand your blue rings and your yellow skin? You think you're anything wrong? Yeah, and then behind that, then, you know, there's so.
What do you think about all day long?
I try not to think. I try to clear my mind.
Are you a changed man? They say they're changed women.
Changed. I was a changed man when I got out last time. I learned my lesson well.
What's the lesson you've learned from all this?
I don't exist in your world. I'm only what is what it is. It is what it is. Do
you think they were uniquely children of those times, or you think kids would do the same thing?
I think those kids were beautiful.
And do you think kids today would do the same thing
Oh,
for you?
I think now, see, if I say that, you're going to put me in another conspiracy? And now everything that derives from this is going to be all my fault. I'm coming back because, you know, and I know it's you know, like, where does the buck stop? Does it, you know, like...
Do you want to come back?
Come back where?
With more followers.
Oh, come on, more followers. Ain't it just a ball of boom boom baby bucks on Brandon?
You said you were the heart of the place.
I had no followers.
You said you were the energy of the
No,
place.
I was the energy of the place only because I was there. I didn't even realize I was the energy of the place. You know, I didn't know everybody out there was dead. I really didn't. You know, I really honestly didn't know that everybody was running on what someone else said. You know, they said the kids come up and they said, what can we do? I said, do whatever you want to do. They said, you can't tell the children to do whatever they want to do.
How did you learn what they'd done?
But over the period of years, I figured it all out. I went through my mind and figured out how things happen, you know.
But how did you learn what had happened those 2 nights? The next day and then the day?
Oh, no, it took
after?
years, man. I've been going through a lot of changes in here. I was on cell 13 in death row, walking back and forth, saying, how did I end up here? I was headed for, I was going to San Diego. What did I do here? You know, in other words, like, wow, this is not, I didn't pick this trip. I didn't ask for this hand. That's what I said. We'll hold you on a table and we deal this hand to you. Hey, you got a hippie cult leader? I'm not a hippie cult leader. I never was a hippie. I don't know what a hippie was,
But
man.
I come back one more time. I want to ask this one more time. You were not a shocked man when they came back.
All right, I'll put it to you this way. Would you do me a favor when you leave? Talk to this lieutenant and ask him if he's shocked by what goes on in here every day. I see blood in here every day. Every day someone's getting shot, someone's getting cut, someone's getting beat. I've lived in that all my life, woman. That don't wrinkle up my forehead. You can pile out 100 dead bodies up in front of my cell and it don't set me to do nothing. You know, my mind is not set like that. I don't, I don't work like that.
You weren't surprised.
Let me say this. I feel bad. If anybody feels bad, I don't like to see any negative happen to anyone. I don't like to see children die. I don't like to see automobile accidents. I don't like to see people hurting each other. I don't like none of that. I don't get a thrill out of that, you dig? But I'm not going to sit here and tell you a bunch of malarkey. I'm not going to fill you up with bunk. If I can't fill you up with right, I'm not going to fill you up with nothing. So I'm filling you up with this. I tell you, and I tell you right up into the highest peak of your understanding, I did not break the law. It's that simple. I did not break the law. Now, all my life you told me, system, society, ignorance of the law is no excuse. Now, if you don't know the law, that's sad.
But why don't you take when you think about that woman and her 8.5-month-old baby.
Oh my goodness, here we go. Let's bleed hearts. Let's bleed. Why don't we just cut ourselves and just die because we feel so bad? We don't feel bad. What about them other people? What about them poor people starving to death over in the Appalachians? Do you think about that? What about the boat people that and all the other people that died over there? What about that little girl that ran through Mai Ling and all them people you shot and killed over there? Did you feel bad about that? Did you feel bad about the Second World War when you piled bodies up to the sky? Come on, man. Don't even put all that feel bad on me. You're the one that's feeling bad about it. If you're feeling bad about it, why don't you write a book or something and make some money?
So what's the word for these 2 women today?
What's the word?
What do you want to ask them? What's your word to them?
How much time we got?
Time enough for you to say.
Okay, let me go to the restroom. and then no, I'm sure,
Do we have time for him to? No, you got to answer and then go because this is it.
Well, if there isn't anything that can't be explained in time if we had the time to explain it.
Just give me a question for them. They got to pose something to you. What do you want to pose to them?
Okay. All right. If, and that's a big word because I don't hardly ever use those words like if and maybe. I'm not insecure about anything. But if you have a thought in your mind about what I'm thinking, is that what I'm thinking? Or is that what you're thinking I'm thinking? Everyone says, we know what you were doing with all those women. I said, no, You know what you would have been doing with all those women, and you think that's what I would be doing with all those women because that's what you need to think. Now, you've spent all this time over there in that women's prison listening to all the particulars of what women do in and out of criminology and crime. Judges in robes. Have I ever lied to you about anything? Have I ever lied about anyone to anybody about anything? Is there any time in all the time you've known me, have I ever told you anything that wasn't right or true?
What's the first word that comes to mind when you think of those two women?
Leslie don't know me. Leslie was only at that ranch a couple minutes.
But today,
Patty, I'm surprised. Patty has picked up a lot of suffering. Now, here's the thing. You stand for a cause, and that cause begins to crumble. And you crumble with the cause because you don't have to hold on. You have nothing to hold on. You fall up underneath everybody else's opinion. And you're turned around by what they think because you're looking back off in society, and she's not been in jail long enough to know that society that she's thinking about is not the society that's really going on. The society 25 years ago that she has in her mind is gone. That society moved on. There's another back window on this trip. You dig?
so the word for them?
Word?
Yeah, what are they? Give me a word.
You are your faith. Lose it, and you're not.
We are done.
Is that right or wrong?
It's true.
Yeah. If they lost faith in what they did, that's on them. I didn't lose faith. Have a good day.
Hold on, don't stand up. Get this wire in this mic here.
I think of all the questions I expected you to ask them, can I go to the bathroom, is not the one that would have come to mind.
Hey, look here, man. Hey, are you going to send me a copy of that?
Sure. Oh, the still pictures?
Yeah.
Still pictures.
I've been trying to get a still one for a long time, man.
Oh, well, I don't know. We gotta ask the prison, but we'll ask them.
You don't have to ask the mailroom. They do things like that.
Can I get a shot?
Hold on.
Charlie, they probably want to get their picture taken with you.
Let me look serious.
What,
Oh, you gotta look serious?
Denise, you can get it.
Yeah,
Are you taking one for public?
I'm trying to, yeah. I mean, hopefully one of these will work. Yeah, get one with Diane.
Let me get out there.
So we could do one.
Let's see, yeah, like so. That's fine.
If you're so
Yeah,
close,
you probably
it'll be
need to
distorted.
do that. Over here.
You from Kentucky, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What part?
Was born in the South, near Tennessee, and grew up in Louisville.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
My uncle, Wormy,
Take a
died
couple.
in Louisville,
Just
Nutwood,
take a couple.
trying to save the atmosphere when the Tennessee Valley Authority came in.
Mm-hmm.
We started CC camps back then. My grandfather started the CC camps before the Second World War. And then when the Second World War came along, they forgot the CC camps. Now, when you introduced Red, when you talked to Red, Red started the CC camp back. I'm telling you, those children did right. It's just sad that there wasn't more of them. The world's coming to an end.
You were born in Ohio, right?
Your atmosphere is dying. My mother ran off from Ashland, Kentucky, and went to Ohio.
Oh, sorry, did I put my hand in
That's okay.
Click,
You know,
click,
everybody
click,
likes
click.
this
Everybody
evil-
wants a picture of you.
Everybody
Charlie.
likes that evil character they created. You know that guy with the eyes.
Who's got mine?
It's done, Denise. It's done.
You got to realize, man, all them guys you've been creating are not really real in real life, man. All right.
Hold on, just one second,
Don't
Charlie.
forget me on those pictures, gentlemen.
Just one, just one. Little one, little
You want
one.
them standing or sitting?
That's fine, that's fine.
And
Thanks.
let me give you all another thing. Will you please?
Yeah?
Everybody says I'm 5'2". When I was arrested, I was 5'7". Then I went down to 5'6". Then I went down to 5 foot. Then I went to 4 feet. Now I'm down to 5'2". Pretty soon I'll be 5 feet. By the time that you all die, I'll be about 3 feet tall.
So how tall are you, Charlie?
5'6"
Okay.
and 3/4.
Charlie, you were real nice. Thank you.